Hello, welcome back to the Chess Mindset. In this video, I have a deceptively simple looking checkmate in 2 puzzle. Now, this puzzle is going to be white to move. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Surely this is like super simple, right? You only have a queen and there's not really that many things like you can do here anyway, right? So surely this has to be a simple puzzle. But actually this puzzle is kind of tricky if you're not that used to recognizing patterns. So if you want to have a go at this, then pause the video right now and find the checkmate in 2 for white. Okay, so now hopefully you've had some time to look at this puzzle. And the answer to this puzzle is queen to e6. And the reason why this is the answer, well, let me just first talk about a couple of other ideas that you might have thought of. So you might have thought, okay, well, since our queen is like on this square, maybe we can like bring it closer to the kings to deliver checkmate. Well, maybe we can go queen to, c8 and then hopefully deliver checkmate like this, right? But after the king moves here, we don't have a checkmate. Well, actually we do in this case. We can go here, but the king is not going to go to a4, right? The king is going to go to a2, and now we don't have a checkmate, right? If we go here, the king will go to b1. And if we go queen to a6, the same thing, king will just go to b1. So we can't actually make this queen to c8 move. It's not going to work. So what else can we actually do here? Well, notice that, well, if we move our king, then it will be a discover check. So you might have thought, okay, what about just king to, let's say, c4? And then let's say after something like a4, or king to a4, well, now all of a sudden we don't have a checkmate. Right, queen to b3, the king can just move to a5. And although we can checkmate on the next move, this will be checkmate in 3 moves, not 2 moves, right? So we can't actually do that. Now, obviously, in a real game, in a practical situation, of course, you can still just play king to c4, because after this, then it'll just be checkmate in 3 moves anyway, right? In a real game, that makes sense. But because this puzzle specifically asks for checkmate in 2 moves, we have to think a little bit differently. Right, so what can we do to actually restrict the enemy king? Right, we've covered queen to c8, doesn't work. We've covered moving the king, it also doesn't work. Now, a very crucial thing we have to notice here is that if we bring our queen to e6, then we actually cut off this a2 square. So now the king can't go to a2, right? And also, our king is cutting off b2, b3, b4. And our queen is cutting off a2, which means the only move the king has is to go to a4. And now, can you spot the checkmate? It's queen to a6, and now we checkmate because the king covers these 2 squares, and our queen covers this square, and this square, and the king has nowhere to go. So the solution to this puzzle is interesting because usually, right, if we're playing a real game, we will just think, okay, just bring the queen closer, like who cares, right? After this and this, we can just, go here, and after, king goes here, like probably we can just do something like this, right? After king goes like here, then here, and then we can just checkmate. But because this puzzle is a 2-move checkmate, it's a little bit different, right? We have to think a little bit differently. And the key is to think about how to restrict the king so that we can only force it to 1 square, a4, and then we can just deliver this checkmate. So this puzzle was like, hopefully it is a pretty like interesting puzzle. Now, if you want to see more puzzles, then be sure to like and subscribe. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.